Hey everybody, it's MommaOG. I am back with another reaction. Tonight I've decided to circle back around to NF. It's been quite a while since I've done a song from him, and I've only done one. I've had somebody in comments the last few days asking me if I could do this. I'm going to go ahead and do it. Usually I have a structure. Every time I record, I have a list of stuff that I kind of try to stick to. Tonight I'm just going willy-nilly. I've only done one song by him, and I don't know why, but I didn't research him a little bit like I normally do with new artists. Probably because I've heard one or two of his songs, but I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of reading on him tonight. All right, so Nathan John Fierstein, known by his initials NF, is an American rapper, singer, songwriter, and record producer. He has released 2 EPs. I'm Free and a self-titled EP in 2014. His second and first major label studio album, Mansion, was released March 31st, 2015. His third studio album, Therapy Session, was released on April 22nd, 2016, peaked at number 12 on the US Billboard 200. His albums have earned several accolades, some of which include the Gospel Music Association Dove Award for Rap Hip Hop Album of the Year. That was Therapy Session. And the Rap Hip Hop Recorded Song of the Year, Oh Lord, in 2017. NF achieved mainstream popularity in 2017 with Perception. The album charted at number 1 in the United States and was certified platinum. Okay. Its third single, Let You Down, reached number 12 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and was a top 10 hit internationally. He achieved similar commercial success with his follow-up, The Search. That sounds familiar to me. The Search sounds familiar to me. 2019, that's kind of when I first heard him. When I was playing my Need for Speed racing game, I used to play music in the background, and it would, you could play a playlist on Spotify and it'll play random stuff. His most recent album, Hope, released in 2023, also had commercial success and peaked at number 2 on the US Billboard. He's 33. He's from Michigan, 2010 to present. So he's been doing this a little while. He's married with 2 kids. Christian hip hop. Okay, let's go ahead and take a listen.
Oh, yeah, I'm on my way, I'm coming. Don't lose faith in me. I know you've been waiting. I know you've been praying for my soul.
Hold on. This is giving me some Jaws vibes, both visually and that string in the background. It's very intense. Let's start over. I don't think I was quite ready for that. Okay.
Oh, yeah, I'm on my way, I'm coming.
Listen to that. Is that a cello?
Don't lose faith in me. I know you've been waiting. I know you've been praying for my soul. Oh,
Damn.
30 years you've been dragging your feet, telling me I'm the reason we're stagnant. 30 years you've been claiming you're honest and promising progress. Well, where is it at? I don't want you to feel like...
Sorry. Okay. All right. Sorry. I want to... Most of the stuff I'm getting, I just want to be able to see the lyrics.
30 years you've been dragging your feet, telling me I'm the reason we're stagnant. 30 years you've been claiming you're honest and promising progress. Well, where is it at? I don't want you to feel like a failure. I know this hurts, but I gave you your chance to deliver. Now it's my turn. Don't get me wrong. Nature had a great run, but it's time to give the people something different. So without further
Looks like
ado,
Cannon Beach in Oregon.
like to introduce my album. Hope. What's my definition of success? Listening to what your heart says. Standing up for what you know is right while everybody else is tucking their toe between their legs. What's my definition of success? Creating something no one else can. Being brave enough to dream big. Grinding when you're told to just quit. Giving more when you got nothing left. It's a person that'll take a chance on something they were told could never happen. It's a person that can see the bright side through the dark times when there ain't one. It's when someone who ain't never had nothing.
Okay. The instrumental in this, or the music in this, is extremely intense and beautiful. It's given me classical music vibes. You know, I always say this is the first time I've heard this song, the first time I'm trying to pay attention to the lyrics and the music and his performance on screen, because that is important to me, body language and such. So I'm not going to catch everything, but the feeling I'm getting is that this is maybe about his career. But I'm confused about that, though, because he mentions 30 years a couple times in the beginning. I need to rewind it. I'm sorry, but especially with rap songs, I need to hear it a couple of times to really kind of let stuff sink in. Okay, let's keep going.
We're stagnant.
Okay, I'm sorry. I need to stop apologizing because I know most of you understand the pausing.
Know you've been waiting. Know you've been praying for my soul.
So intense.
30 years you've been dragging your feet, telling me I'm the reason we're stagnant. 30 years you've been claiming you're honest and promising progress. Well, where is it at?
Maybe is he talking about like the industry itself? Maybe that's like an executive, because he's only 33 years old. So maybe it's about or directed at somebody who's been in the business that long. I don't know.
I don't want you to feel like a failure. I know this hurts, but I gave you your chance to deliver. Now it's my turn. Don't get me wrong. Nature had a great run, but it's time to give the people something different.
Yeah.
So without further ado, I'd like to introduce my album. Hope. What's my definition of success?
Yeah, this has got to be about
listening to what your heart says. Standing up for what you know is right while everybody else is tucking their toe between their legs. What's my definition of success? Creating something no one else can. Being brave enough to dream big. Grinding when you're told to just quit. Giving more when you got nothing left. It's a person that'll take a chance on something they were told could never happen. It's a person that can see the bright side through the dark times when there ain't one. It's when someone who ain't never.
That was another thing. A person that can see the bright side due to dark times when there ain't none. I think it said.
It's a person that can see the bright side through the dark times when there ain't one. It's when
there ain't one. I can relate to that. So that stood out to me as well first time. I'm sorry.
Just quit. Giving more when you got nothing left. It's a person that'll take a chance on something they were told could never happen. It's a person that can see the bright side through the dark times when there ain't one. It's when someone who ain't never had nothing in walk away from. More profit cause they rather do something that they really love and take the pay cut. It's a person that would never waver or change who they are just to try and gain some credibility so they can feel accepted by a stranger. It's a person that can take the failures in their life and turn them into motivation. It's believing in yourself when no one else does. It's amazing what a little bit of faith can do. If you don't even believe in you, why would you think or expect anybody else that's around you to? I done did things that I regret. I done said things I can't take back. Was a lost soul at a crossroad who had no hope, but I changed that. I spent years of my life holding on to things I never should have kept, full of hatred. Years of my life carrying a lot of baggage that I should have walked away from. Years of my life wishing I was someone different, looking for some validation. Years of my life trying to fill a void, pretending I was in. They get it.
I just recorded a reaction to an Aurora song, and something I talk about with her quite a bit is how I feel like as a human being, she kind of validates some things that I've been through and feel and think about. And I said something about her music. I feel bad for sitting down and listening to a song for the first time and interpreting and like instantly relating it to my own life experience, because I feel like in this dynamic I should be trying to understand where they're coming from. But I think to further elaborate on that a little bit in this video, that's something I've always done in my life with music. It's one of the biggest attractions to me, is hearing that other people go through what you go through. And I mentioned, I had reservations about doing this whole process of getting on camera. I'm in my 50s. It's the internet. It's just it's a constant thing in the back of my head, and especially it took me a long time to actually sit down and do this, and even longer to like actually post a video. I can't tell you how difficult that was. And I'm relating to the lyrics of this song in that regard. I feel like, I saw him talking to himself. It was kind of like a alter ego thing. It was laughing at him, and it was talking about how you take the bad shit you've been through, and it makes you better, and you use that as a tool. If there's any beauty to trauma and dark times, that's it. It makes you smarter, and it makes you more adaptable when other things happen to you. This is heavy. I'm going to rewind it quite a bit again. There he is. Look at him up here, and he's dressed in black, and he's in white here. Okay, let's keep going. I'm just gonna rewind it a little bit more.
Chance on something they were told could never happen. It's a person that can see the bright side through the dark times when there ain't one. It's when someone who ain't never had nothing ain't afraid to walk away from more profit cause they rather do something that they really love and take the pay cut. It's a person that would never waver or change who they are just to try and gain some credibility so they can feel accepted by a stranger. It's a person that can take the failures in their life and turn them into motivation. It's believing in yourself when no one else does. It's amazing what a little bit of faith can do. If you don't even believe in you, why would you think or expect anybody else that's around you to? I done did things that I regret. I done said things I can't take back. Was a lost soul.
Okay, this is interesting. Little flow change here.
It's a person that can take the failures in their life and turn them into motivation. It's believing in yourself when no one else does. It's amazing what a little bit of faith can do. If you don't even believe in you, why would you think or expect anybody else that's around you to? I done did things that I regret. I done said things I can't take back. Was a lost soul at a crossroad who had no hope, but I changed that. I spent years of my life holding on to things I never should have kept, full of hatred. Years of my life carrying a lot of baggage that I should have walked away from. Years of my life wishing I was someone different, looking for some validation. Years of my life trying to fill a void, pretending I was in. They get it. necessary evil, difficult to go through, yes, but beneficial. Some would say having a mental breakdown is a negative thing, which on one hand I agree, but on the other hand, it was the push I needed to get help and start the healing process. See, if I'd never hit rock bottom, would I be the person that I am today? I don't believe so. I'm a prime example of what happens when you choose to not accept defeat and face your demons. Took me 30 years to realize that if you want to get that opportunity to be the greatest version of yourself, sometimes you gotta be someone you're not to hear the voice of reason. Having kids will make you really take a step back and look in the mirror. At least for me, that's what it did.
Jesus. Okay, so he mentioned it took me 30 years, so maybe he was talking to himself in the beginning. This makes me want to rewind the whole thing and start completely over. There's a lot of stuff going on lyrically in this. He's been through some shit and maybe has gotten some help with his mental health. This song's giving me that as well. I'm just going to rewind it a little bit. My mind is a home I'm trapped in. Hello, I can relate to that. Growing pains and necessary evil. Having a mental breakdown is a negative thing. Okay, so I'm sure he's saying here, if I had never been through what I've been through, I wouldn't be the person I am today. And I say that in so many of my videos. I've told so many people that when I share my trauma. The best teacher that we have is what we've been through. This is deep. This is very deep. I'm got like a lump in my throat. I want to rewind the song, listen to it again, but I will listen to it again after. This is really intense. Something else he said that hit me is how having kids really put things in perspective for him. That is 100% facts.
A mental breakdown is a negative thing, which on one hand I agree, but on the other hand, it was the push I needed to get help and start the healing process. See, if I'd never hit rock bottom, would I be the person that I am today? I don't believe so. I'm a prime example of what happens when you choose to not accept defeat and face your demons. Took me 30 years to realize that if you want to get that opportunity to be the greatest version of yourself.
He walked into a room with the version of himself dressed in black. There's a bunch of black balloons. That's very symbolic, to me anyway. And then he walks into another room where there's an old man in jail. Okay, I'm sorry. Let's
the person that I am today, I don't believe so. I'm a prime example of what happens when you choose to not accept defeat and face your demons. Took me 30 years to realize that if you want to get that opportunity to be the greatest version of yourself, sometimes you gotta be someone you're not to hear the voice of reason. Having kids will make you really take a step back and look in the mirror. At least for me, that's what it did.
He's got a nice flow too.
Wake up every day and pick my son up, hold him in my arms and let him know he's loved. Standing by the window questioning if that is ever going to show up. Isn't something he's gonna have to worry about, don't get it twisted, that was in the shop. Mama, I forgive you, I just don't want him to grow up thinking that he'll never be enough. 30 years of running, 30 years of searching, 30 years of hurting, 30 years of pain, 30 years of fearful, 30 years of anger, 30 years of empty, 30 years of shame, 30 years of broken, 30 years of anguish, 30 years of hopeless, 30 years of hate, 30 years of never, 30 years of maybe, 30 years of later, 30 years of fate, 30 years of hollow, 30 years of sorrow, 30 years of darkness, 30 years of hate, 30 years of baggage, 30 years of sadness, 30 years of stagnant, 30 years of change, 30 years of patience, 30 years of suffering, 30 years of torment, 30 years of 30 years of bitter, 30 years of lonely, 30 years of pushing everyone away. You'll never evolve, I know I can change. We are not enough, we are not the same. You don't have the heart, you don't have the strength, you don't have the will, you don't have the faith. You'll never be loved, you'll never be safe. Might as well give up, not running away. You don't have the guts, you're the one afraid. I'm the one in charge, I'm taking the reins.
Wow. I've said a lot already. I'm just sitting here thinking that it took me a little bit longer to get to that point where what he described in that video. It's so deep. I mean, I could sit here and talk about this for a week. There was a lot of things I noticed in the end of that video. Some shots he had this like almost Joker grin on. So this is definitely going to have to be another video and another song that I listen to and watch multiple times. I don't think I'm fully grasping what's going on. I mean, I am, but there's probably more that I missed. That was amazing. Let me know what else from him I need to hear. I do have quite a healthy list. This just kind of punches me in the face that I need to do more of his music. So thank you so much for being here to watch, and I will see you next time.
What is it? Or huckleberries.
Oh.